Hey, I'm Vanessa Ruck, the girl on a bike, and I am here to share with you possibly the most robust motorcycle that's ever been made. So I am here in the Gambia, so in Africa. Now, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know I've just successfully completed the original Dakar route, the Africa Eco Race, 6,000 kilometers over 13 days, and made it all the way to Dakar in Senegal. Now, that was an absolutely colossal race. You can see the full series on my channel. Now, coming from the finish line in Dakar, I decided to jump on one more plane and make it down here to the Gambia. I am a brand ambassador for an incredible charity, Two Wheels for Life, and they are working across many regions in Africa, including the Gambia, to help mobilize healthcare through the use of vehicles, and particularly two-wheeled vehicles with motorcycles. So if you're into supporting any kind of charity and you're into motorbikes, it's a particularly powerful charity to look into. So I'm down here for a week post finishing the Africa Eco Race to support them with some of their work and see the behind the scenes. So there's going to be another video on my channel showing you a bit more of that, and I recommend checking it out. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a review of the Yamaha AG 100, which is the motorcycle that Two Wheels for Life and their on-the-ground delivery partner, Riders for Health, are using here in the Gambia. They are running nearly 300 motorcycles, and having ridden one of these bikes and had a bit of an overview with their team at Riders for Health on the maintenance side, I can really understand why they're using this bike. It is an absolute workhorse, it's solid, and the maintenance is possibly up there one of the easiest motorcycles to maintain. So let's have a look at the bike, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts, some of the stats behind it, and then you'll probably be able to realize pretty quickly why Two Wheels for Life are working with Yamaha and continually strengthening that relationship to use these for their work here in the Gambia. So here is the red beast. This is the Yamaha AG 100. It is a little two-stroke motorcycle. You might recognize these bikes if you've done anything to do with agriculture in countries like Australia, but here in Africa, they are an incredibly popular motorcycle and are used in very big, strong areas contract-wise, including government organizations and stuff. So they're quite common. Now, this is a two-stroke engine, so when you turn it on, you get that ring, ding, 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 which I absolutely love. When you're riding along, it's such an amazing little tune and purr. It is a two-stroke, but it's a very different two-stroke to my Husqvarna TE back at home. We're popping out a whopping 18 horsepower. So it's very manageable. Now, if we think about the work that Two Wheels for Life and Riders for Health are doing here, they are training healthcare workers to be able to ride motorcycles to get into the rural villages. So actually having a bike that has a very manageable amount of power is ideal, because these aren't experienced motorcycle riders. Now, with that manageable power comes the size. It's only 109 kilograms, so I can probably just lift it up. Yeah, it's incredibly lightweight, which is all about confidence. And the size of the bike, if I take it off the side stand, note the side stand is on this side of the bike, and get on the bike, you'll see that it's also an incredibly small bike as well. I'm 169 centimeters tall with a 69 centimeter inside leg, and I have got a massive bend. I can actually stand up and probably get my hand through underneath. That probably looks really dodgy. Let's not do that, Vanessa. Riding position is nice and comfortable, and a very practical thing is the fact that you've got a big luggage carrier on the back and a little diddy one on the front. I don't know what you'd put on here. I almost think that my water bottle could go on there and pinched on. But it's a nice, easy riding position, a comfortable seat. The suspension. Now, if you're riding along on tarmac, it is amazingly smooth. As soon as you go off-road, it does have suspension and it is absorbing, but you wouldn't want to ride along with your teeth clenched, because you'd probably wear them out a little bit. It does absorb, but it's not a competitive, powerful suspension setup, let's just say that. There are a couple of adjustments that you can do on the suspension depending on the rider's side, but it is quite a basic suspension. Now, I'm going to get off on this side of the motorcycle and show the fact that it actually has dual side stand. So that is a side stand on both sides. Now this is a really practical bike, and it's made to go for a very long period of time as far as just its reliability, its maintenance, and its ability to hopefully not break. Two Wheels for Life have a zero breakdown policy, so it's all about preventative maintenance, and that's why this is such a good bike. It comes with massive engine guards that are on the handlebars. Engine guards that are down here, look, pointing at the wrong bit of metal. Massive engine guards, including handlebars as well. If these bikes are going to be dropped, you don't want damage to be happening, so those levers are protected as standard, as is the engine. We've got simplified systems on the bike as well, like the fact that it's got a brake rod. That is a lot easier to maintain and a lot less likely to have issues than cables and things like that. And all of these just need a little bit of lubrication on the joint. You've also got the fact that the maintenance, you want about a 15mm play on your brake lever. Now on some bikes it can be a bit of a process to adjust that, but on this you've simply got a twist right here and you can adjust the tension onto that brake immediately again, so you're out there in the wilderness, massively easy to maintain. You can see the lovely little 2-stroke exhaust pipe here. As I've said already, it's a 1 litre. On the other side underneath this cover is a 1.5 litre tank, and that takes the 2-stroke oil. Up here we've got an 11 litre fuel tank. That's going to give you, depending on how fruity you ride, 400, 420 maybe kilometre range out of a single tank. Now if we think about the Gambia and what Two Wheels for Life are using, you've got rural villages. That enables healthcare workers to do a proper distance on a single tank, which is very, very practical. It comes with things like a dust flap. Note that I call it a dust flap. If you were in the UK, you would certainly be calling that a mud flap, but here it is a lot more of a dusty environment. Now, if we spin around to this side of the bike, there are some more things that I want to show you. And this is all again about the maintenance. So the chain of the bike, it is a chain, which is nice and easy to clean and maintain, but it is protected by this guard. That is going to prevent all of the dust, not necessarily mud. Although rainy season in Gambia, it can be colossally wet for 3 months of the year, so there's going to be mud. But this little hole here pops open, and behind that you can see the chain, which gives you an amazing eye shot to be able to check your chain tension, which has a really easy fastening here to enable to do it, and you can lubricate the chain straight through there. You can also, on this side, I'll quickly do it just to demonstrate, take the cover off really easily to see behind your 2-stroke oil. On the maintenance cycle that the Two Wheels for Life team are trained on is basically if the 2-stroke oil goes below this wider bit of the tank, that's when you know you need to fill it up, and you'll always have enough 2-stroke oil to mix with your fuel. You've got a battery, an upper and lower limit, all super easy things to make sure that you're not going to be getting into trouble with the motorcycle. The bike comes at standard with some knobbly tyres and spoked wheels, which is great for the mixed terrain that you're going to be facing, places like Gambia. A cool thing that I found out is that the team here, they're running 300 motorcycles and they're all purchased from Yamaha. But because they're such a high volume customer, they've actually got a direct feedback loop with Yamaha. And the previous tyres that the bike was coming on were a little bit too soft and they were wearing through the tyres too quickly. So they reported that back to Yamaha, and Yamaha incredibly went, okay, we're listening, and changed the rubber on the tyres, and they've now got a slightly more harder wearing tyre, which is making the rubber go further here in Gambia. Up front we've got mirrors, and I've already mentioned the brakes, but it's probably worth quickly mentioning, thinking about the robustness and the fact that we're talking about easy maintenance. Both the brake and clutch lever have super simple, easy systems for adjusting the tension of them, similar to many bikes. One of my favourite things though, I'm going to slide it back onto the left side stand, is the fact that, got a kickstart, no electric's going to fail you, but if we tuck the kickstart away, so I'm just going to bump him over and hook it under. This is a little trick they taught me yesterday, holds the kickstand out of the way. In here, you've got the engine oil. I'm not going to open it because I've just been riding and my bike's hot. And you might be sitting there going, Vanessa, loads of bikes have that, but my bikes at home don't have it. There is a dipstick on the other side of that little cap, which means you can check your engine oil effortlessly. And I love little simple things like that. It even has like the oil capacity etched in on the bike. It's basically made to just be an absolute workhorse with minimal maintenance. The maintenance you do need to do is really easy. Absolutely incredible. Let me know if you've ridden one of these bikes. There are a range of them in the AG family. I believe this is the 100. There's also a 200 two-stroke. They've also got 4 strokes. Whether you've ridden one in Africa or Australia, would you want one of these if they're available in your market? Let me know. I'm Vanessa Rock, the girl on a bike. Now, please do check out my other videos, especially those of the rest of the Gambia trip, and do make sure you check out the Africa Eco Race, because I'm particularly proud of having made it to the finish line in Dakar. First British female to ever successfully complete that race, and I won the women's category. I am still feeling pretty tired, so if I come across tired in this video, I'm really sorry, but thanks so much for watching.